Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to explore the possibility of Karrion Kross working with the Wyatt Six. Not on his own, because that would be absolute ludicrous. That would be literally like signing your own death warrant. But opposing the Wyatt Six alongside the Miz, a newly turned heel Miz, and of course his faction, the Final Testament. I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense from a logic standpoint. It makes sense from a numbers standpoint. Surely we're going to get this feud between the Wyatt Six and Karrion Kross's faction. What do you think? Would you like to see it? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. But before that, we've got to talk about the Karrion Kross character. Now, yes, he hasn't been booked the best on WWE TV since his WWE return. And some could argue he hasn't lived up to his full potential. And that's not on him individually as a character. It's more down to the fact that creatively, they haven't really let him sort of explore. In having a feud with the Wyatt Six, he will be able to do that and absolutely unleash his full creative potential. But at the same time, I feel that Karrion Kross has smashed it out the park when it comes to long-term character progression. He has changed and influenced so many WWE superstars. When you think of his return to WWE, he had that stare down with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. He gave them the TikTok, and what happened? He warmed them back then, and what happened to the Bloodline? The OG Bloodline. Roman Reigns ended up a chief without a tribe. Of course, on that night he attacked Drew McIntyre, had a feud with Drew McIntyre, and ultimately changed Drew McIntyre. He altered his temperament. McIntyre turned to the dark side and eventually ended up joining the Judgment Day at Survivor Series War Games 2023. Of course, turning heel prior to that. And to this day, Drew McIntyre is a villainous and vicious heel, all maybe because of the influence of Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross has taken away Shinsuke Nakamura's honour, or at least in the past. Remember when he faced Nakamura, he was a face, Nakamura that is. And of course, shortly after that, and shortly after a mini feud with Kross, he turned on Seth Rollins, turned heel, losing his honour in the process. Karrion Kross took away Rey Mysterio's patience. Rey Mysterio couldn't hold off until WrestleMania to get his hands on his son, and lashed out, of course, on Dominic Mysterio. He took away Madcap Moss's joy, took away the jovial side of Madcap Moss, but also at the same time you could say took away his job because Madcap Moss is no longer with WWE. But that's a different story entirely. And of course, throughout this whole Karrion Kross return, he's influenced other characters such as AJ Styles, of course, turning heel. Now he's a babyface, but that's not the point. He did influence AJ Styles in a way, and we saw this more vicious side of AJ Styles. Bobby Lashley as well. And of course, more recently, influencing Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston and the New Day, making it his mission to break him up. And I think it's only going to be a matter of time until Xavier Woods goes on this fully fledged heel turn, with Karrion Kross sort of being the devil on his shoulder, influencing that. And it really feels that Karrion Kross has been a huge factor, a huge influence on the Miz turning heel as of late. So it makes sense when you look at the numbers. Surely it makes sense for the Wyatt Six to feud with Karrion Kross and his faction. Then of course you could have the Miz versus 5 members of the Wyatt Six. We've also got to remember, and reasons for this probably being more than likely, that Karrion Kross was a massive Bray Wyatt fan. And in an interview, he actually said that there were plans, original plans, for Karrion Kross to feud with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 39. He said that it was going to involve Alexa, Bo, and Scarlett. I mean, Karrion Kross literally has Bray Wyatt's tattoo on his arm. Why would he not want to work with the Wyatt Six? Surely that would be a dream come true, and it would be a wish of Bray Wyatt's, because Bray Wyatt wanted to work with Karrion Kross way back when, and this is before his time in NXT. He said that one day those two were going to dance at WrestleMania. That was a plan at some point, so Karrion Kross has got to be hungry for this feud so that he can make Bray proud and showcase his abilities to the WWE audience. And it makes complete sense from a storyline perspective. Think about this logically, right? Karrion Kross gets great joy out of watching people turn, especially to the heel side. Uncle Howdy hates that. So it's like Uncle Howdy's memo in reverse. And Uncle Howdy's got to rewrite a lot of the wrongs that Karrion Kross has influenced. Now The Miz is literally dead to Uncle Howdy. The words of a fool fan the flames of your pride. You are nothing. Literally aiming that at The Miz and potentially Karrion Kross too. You are nothing. Like, that's pretty savage, isn't it? So it certainly feels, for 100% certainty, that Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six are targeting Miz, but I do think Karrion Kross is going to come along for the ride. Because how can he not? If he's the factor or influence on the Miz, then it makes sense for the Wyatt Six to try and rewrite that wrong. And it's going to be creative storytelling on another level. I think this is going to be big for both factions. Final Testament need it. Karrion Kross definitely needs it. And I do think the Wyatt Six need it as well. I think they need a major, talked about left, right and centre feud with so many layers creatively, and this is how they can deliver. This is how they can get people invested, and we can see more individual character storyline progression from all the members of the Wyatt Six, the members of Final Testament, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and we can just explore all sorts of possibilities along the way. Also, on the side, you can have the comedic element of R-Truth kind of thinking that he's a sixth member of the Wyatt Six, and maybe, just maybe, he has another interaction with Huskus. Remember that? Way back when? Hilarious. But of course, that obviously brings up quite a tough question. If this feud happens, who are you siding with? Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six, or Karrion Kross and co? And it's a tough one, because you'd want to say the Wyatt Six, but at the same time, Karrion Kross is kind of cool. You want to get behind him. He's pretty badass, and he can absolutely smash it out the park when it comes to delivering fire promos. He's extremely physical, and opposing Uncle Howdy, like, who really is going to be the dominant force? It's a genuine question. Now, I do think if these feud, then the Wyatt Six go over. I just don't think they're going to have Karrion Kross and co win. But never say never. I mean, wins don't really matter in all of this, because it's just going to be the creative layers that they're going to explore, and it's going to be fire TV. But it is a genuine question. Like, who are you going to side with? Who are you invested in? I really want to see Kross live up to his full potential, because I've said it on this channel so many times. I believe when Karrion Kross catches light, he is going to smash it. Honestly, absolutely kill it in WWE. And the sky's the limit for him. And he's 39 now. Like, he's no spring chicken. It's time to get moving now and really see his full potential. What do you think? As always, get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions, and it would be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.